The bloodline showing some cracks. What is Liv Morgan's next step after her tag team partner got released? Rollins is just so fed up with Kayla Braxton. And what is going on with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville? All that and more as we talk about last night's Smackdown episode. Welcome to a brand new episode of Kimmy Talks Wrestling, and we are starting now. Picked up right where we ended last week. The Usos and the Mysterios start off Raw in a killer tag team match, and there was a mistake by the referee, because that's what we do typically. After a brilliant 15-minute match by both teams, Dominic Mysterio pinned Jimmy Uso and the shoulder was up, and the Usos were mad. And Reigns was even madder, as Reigns pretty much said, you better bring the gold home. I'm not even happy that you're doing this tag team title match, but you gotta prove me wrong. And Reigns was so furious, and he told the Usos as soon as I got back, listen, you need to make this right. I know you got screwed, but you need to make this right tonight. They go to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, and they're like, all right, we'll view the footage. And basically, Dominic and Ray were ready to leave, as one should. And they're just like, oh yeah, you can't leave. You gotta defend your titles again in the main event, as we saw this match again, but this time we got a disqualification finish because Reigns decided that his cousins were not good enough to defeat the Mysterios. As the Mysterios were finally getting the advantage and the Usos were down, Roman Reigns runs into the ring and beats up Dominic, and Ray gives Dominic such a bad beating. And Roman Reigns just basically annihilated the entire Mysterio family, where Jimmy got very, very heated at this, saying, why did you screw us over? We could have definitely beat the Mysterios. It leaves Jay in a very awkward position of what Jay is going to do. Is he going to defy his tribal chief and side with his brother? We won't know until next week. I love this storyline. I think it's really interesting just to see the world champion kind of focus on different things besides, the next competitor. Because looking at Hell in a Cell, we really don't know what kind of feud Reigns is going to be in. I could definitely see them doing like a 2-on-1 handicap match in the Hell in a Cell with Reigns if the Usos fully are going to turn, but then I also see that the Usos and Mysterios are going to wrestle, and that in the Hell in a Cell, and then that is where the Usos are going to win the tag titles. So, I don't know. But I like this feud. I think it is the forefront of Smackdown, and it's just great. But speaking of things that aren't great, obviously it was reported earlier this week the amount of releases that occurred, and one of them being Ruby Riott. This would mean that Liv Morgan is on the Smackdown Women's Division all alone, as she had a 2-minute and 48-second match with Carmella, and she lost. So, to me, if I were to book the Money in the Bank briefcase match right now, I would definitely pick Liv Morgan to win, just because I feel like she's such an underdog and she definitely deserves the opportunity. I mean, there's obviously a reason why Liv Morgan still is with the company, is because they see something in her. So I'm hoping that this is going to turn into one of those stories where Liv loses a lot and then builds up momentum, and then starts to win. But I'm really hoping that they do something different, because don't really want to see Bianca and Carmella again. I really would love to see a Bianca Liv Morgan match if we're going to wait for SummerSlam to do Bianca and Sasha too. You also need to bring up women to the main roster, because we have 7 women on the SmackDown roster, and that's a problem. But this match was okay. Liv was really impressive. Of course, Carmella looked strong, but like I said, you need to bring more women up because you're running out of women to kind of go after that SmackDown Women's Championship. But then Rollins. So Rollins, this was one of my favorite suits that had all flowers on it, and he's doing a sit-down interview with Kayla Braxton, and Kayla Braxton is just like, what happens when Cesaro comes back to SmackDown? And Rollins is basically like, I don't have time for this. I have other things to do. Gave Kayla the microphone and left. So, to me, I think that Cesaro's going to come back the week before Hell in a Cell, so next Friday, and then attack Seth, and that's going to build to the match. But then it also makes me kind of upset, because I know that Cesaro's probably going to win, and then Rollins is going to be 0-3 against Cesaro, which is kind of scary. But to me, it just makes so much more sense for Cesaro to get like more out of this dude than Rollins, and maybe Rollins heads to something else. I mean, I know that Cena is very much rumored to return for SummerSlam, so possibly him and Edge, that's what you could do. But I'm intrigued to see where this goes, so we'll see. And let's talk about Bayley in the Thunderdome. So Bianca basically challenged Bayley to Hell in a Cell, and was making this whole thing about how she's always proved people wrong, no one's ever laughed at her, because she's always been dominant, she's always been a champion, she's always been confident. And then Bayley was like, well, I'm not even there, but I accept, and I'm not going to be the only one laughing at you. Everyone's going to be laughing at you. And basically all the screams in the Thunderdome turned to, like, Bayley laughing. It was the creepiest thing ever. It was so weird. I was just like, okay, calm down. So it also confused me because it was heavily rumored that this was going to be a hair versus hair match given what happened to WrestleMania Backlash with Bianca hitting Bayley with her braid to win. So I don't know if maybe this gets announced next week, maybe we're not doing this and it's a standard match, but I like that Bayley is Bianca's first feud just because Bianca, you remember when she debuted on the main roster, it was this whole thing about, oh, like, I have your number, I'm better than you. So now it's kind of, you know, Bayley, like, seeking, like, aha, here I am again. So I like that. I could do with this for a couple more pay-per-views, but I'm hoping after Hell in a Cell, you know, we change it up. And then Otis and Chad Gable are now feuding with Street Profits because Chad Gable was trying to tell Street Profits are not good enough, and then Street Profits trying to tell Otis that Chad Gable's screwing them over, and then Otis beat them up, and now Street Profits and Chad Gable wrestling next week. Okay. And then, of course, the only other thing that happened was the Intercontinental Championship match. Owens and Apollo Crews. Commander Aziz beat up Owens before the match, and then Apollo Crews won. Hopefully Hell in a Cell, more even match. I would love to see Kevin get another shot at the IC title and win, but that's just me. But SmackDown was pretty good this week. The only thing I guess I didn't like, I understand why storyline-wise they did it, but like, how many times can we see the Mysterios and Usos in one night? Because I know this is going to lead to multiple more matches. But yeah, this was a pretty good episode. So make sure to like this video, comment what you guys thought about it, subscribe, head over to No Holds Barred Network because starting on Monday we're going to be over there. And make sure to watch my Wrestling with Talks episode 1 with Maria Kanellis, which is the video right before this. And then after this, AEW Dynamite review, which I'm watching right now while doing this video.